Warning: the following live stream contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some people who cheer for the Texans, Colts, and the crappy ass Jags. You've been warned. Hope you enjoy the show and tighten up.
McNair gives it to George, running right up the middle. Touchdown! Titans! There are no flags on the field! It's a miracle!
The safety, now you're one-on-one with it.
Shows why he's the man! In trouble. Zach!
Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? It is Titan Tuesday. Yes, again, I haven't had these in a very long time. I do apologize. Let me know if the connection is good. If you could see me, like I said, haven't done one of these live streams in a long time. I do apologize. I said it. I was going to do it Titan Tuesday. Every Tuesday, go live. But unfortunately, things happen. And as I decided to go live every single Tuesday, my son wanted to do Boy Scouts. And guess what? Guess what time they wanted to do Boy Scouts and what day? 2 o'clock. 7 o'clock every Tuesday. So, yeah, Titan Tuesday went out the window. But he gave up on it, didn't want to do any more Boy Scouts. Try to get him, guys. Try to get him to do Boy Scouts. Did not want to do it at all. And so here we are. But again, welcome back. Thank you. It's been a long season, Titan Nation. I know it. You know it. Woo! Let me tell you, the holidays, it's not getting better for us, all right? As Titan fans, it's been rough. Again, going from QB to losing to the Jags 10-6. Just ugly football for the Tennessee Titans. It's been rough, okay? I understand. We're here. We're going to talk about some topics. You know, obviously the breaking news, is that we have Mason Rudolph is going to be our quarterback now. Callahan dropped the bomb, said no more Will Levis for, I don't know if it's for this year, for this game. I don't know. We'll talk about that. I'll give you my opinion about that situation. But before, CJ, what's up, yo? Titan Tuesday. It's not even the off season. Yeah, the off season is gonna get crazier, guys. The off season it's gonna get nuts, and hopefully, like I said, we will be here. I will be here breaking down the news, and because that's the best part, right? Talking to you guys, getting your opinions on things, seeing what you're seeing. Maybe it's something different, completely different from what I'm seeing or whatever. But at the end of the day, we're still experiencing the same thing, okay? There's no jolly candy canes here that could help me out. Absolutely not. Excuse me. Let me get some water with, oh, God, the Derrick Henry cup. Or hold on, with the Ryan Tannehill. Who wants him back? God, it's rough. What's up, Haley? How are you? So let's before I start blabbering about, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the channel. What's been happening with the channel lately? Nothing but good. Everything's positive. Love it. Love interacting with every single person on either the videos or just the interviews I've been getting lately. If you haven't checked them out, I suggest you please do me a favor and check those interviews out. If you haven't seen the interview with Coach Steve Whataburger, Whataburger. Watterson. It's an excellent watch. Talks really, really good stuff. Again, been with the Titans, been with the Oilers for plus 30 years. Understood the game, was assistant head coach at one point with the Tennessee Titans. Again, a lot of players respect and love this guy. Was a strength and conditioning coach, but he did everything. And he just broke it down and had some really, really good stories on Steve McNair, injuries with Steve McNair. And then he broke down every single head coach from the Oilers on to the Tennessee Titans. And it was amazing. It was really, really good to hear. Good insights on just the personnel and what he saw with the coaching staff. If it was Mike Mularkey, if it was Mike Munchak, he's been there. Jeff Fisher, so he has the stories. So do me a favor, guys, check that out for me. I do appreciate it. Again, amazing person, an amazing interview too. So really would like you guys to check that out. If you guys haven't seen the latest interview I had with Keith, I don't know why I keep calling him Keith. Kevin Carter. Kevin Carter was a defensive end with the Tennessee Titans from 2001 to 2004. Unfortunately, played against the Titans at the Super Bowl with the Rams. Yes. Then got traded to the Titans right after the Super Bowl win. Again, amazing human being. Works for CBS right now as a commentator. Does pro football and college analyst, and he's another one that's just really good storyteller. Had some really, really good insight on not only the Tennessee Titans, but about playing Steve McNair and how physically strong Steve McNair is. And he had a really, really interesting story of him trying to tackle Steve McNair and Steve McNair separating his shoulder from a stiff arm. It was wild. Again, really, really nice guy. I'm going to show you guys a clip of me and, it's blurry again, Kevin Carter. Just double check. And I'm sorry for the stream being blurry, but here is the scene.
It's a blessing to be a part of. It's a blessing to be a part of something so special in that moment in time. Florida had just come off of probation in the 80s and was sort of just, couldn't go to a bowl game. And I think they won the SEC in 1990. Coach Spurrier first got there. And then he brought us all in his first recruiting class in 91. And, we changed things. I mean, we the whole fun and gun offense, what modern offenses look like today in the NFL. It's like he was doing that in the early 90s. I mean, we had, receivers for days. We had skill position guys for days. But the thing about those teams is Coach Spurrier had a sadistic weight and strength conditioning coach named Rich Tootin. And we were the most finely conditioned, psychotically strong, crazy bunch of bought-in kids that you might ever meet. And
that's just a clip, again, of the Kevin Carter interview. If you guys haven't checked it out, please, right after this, if you have some time, go check it out. Had him on for an hour and 10 minutes, again, of his time. Really, really good, really good guy. And if I'm blurry, I do apologize. You know what? I don't apologize. It might actually be better that you don't see my face and just hear my sexy voice. Just kidding on that one as well. Man, the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans, guys. All right. Let's go over, unfortunately, the Bengals versus the Titans game, because that's where everything went unhinged as the Tennessee Titans lose to the Bengals. I didn't do the post game, but I'll do the post game. A quick recap. I know we're not trying to talk too much about it because it was an ugly game, but just talk a little bit about it. The Bengals 37, Tennessee Titans 27, and we're like, whoa, hey, we had 27 points. All right, Titans didn't do bad. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Joe Burrow was 26 for 37, 271 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. For the defense did what they were supposed to do. They picked him off early, first drive of the game, picked him off, and we looked good. We looked good. We were going back and forth in the first half. Okay? In the first half. Second half, completely different story. You had Chase Brown, running back for the Bengals, 25 carries, 97 yards, 1 touchdown. You had Jamar Chase, again, 9 receptions, 94 yards. If you can hold a receiver under 100 yards, I mean, that's the best you're going to do, I think. I think you did your job. With no touchdowns, we didn't do too bad. Here it is, guys. Here it is. When we want to talk about what really happened in the game. Okay. Will Levis was 8 for 12, 89 yards, 3 interceptions. He was not that guy. And a lot of people would say that I am like a Will Levis. I try to protect Will Levis, or that I'm a fan of Will Levis. To be honest with you guys, no, not really. I was not a fan of the draft pick. Wasn't happy that we drafted him. Didn't like him in coming out of college. Didn't think that he could be that type of NFL player. And unfortunately, things aren't looking good for Will. Things aren't really looking good for Will as of right now. As like we talked about it, really had trouble reading the defenses. Has trouble just kind of that last pick again to Chig. He stared Chig down the whole way, and it was an ugly game. It was a very, very ugly game. We got Marvin up in here. What's up? Tighten up, brother. Welcome. If I'm blurry, I do apologize. We're just doing the Bengals Titans post game. We're trying to do it real quick because we don't really want to talk too much about that disaster at the Bengals versus Titans game. But we gotta talk about this so that we can lead up to what happened today. But yeah, just Will Levis not playing good football at all, and people will say, he's done. Everyone thinks he's done. And I thought for the longest too, like I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm not happy what I'm seeing since coming back from injury. He has been I would say playing cleaner football, not making as many dumb mistakes as he did in the Bears game, as he did in the Jets game, where he was just giving games away for no reason, doing a little too much. But then he went back to this game, and this game kind of negates everything. You had last game where you had Chig open, and he said, CJ said, I still think last week was a bigger atrocity than the Bengals game. At least we scored touchdowns. I mean, it's true. I mean, we scored a few touchdowns. The Jags games, we did not score a touchdown. We should have had a touchdown. And he didn't hit his man. He didn't hit Chig. And that's, I mean, it sucks, It happens like that. But it shouldn't, right? It shouldn't, especially with what we have, who we have. Honestly speaking, he gets benched, right? Let me finish the stats on the game. Okay, so you had Tony Pollard, which I would say would be the highlight of the season for the offense wise. I think Tony Pollard has really done the most he could do with this offensive line. and with himself. So he was 17 carries, 45 yards, 1 touchdown. Then you had Tajay Spears, again, who's been hurt of recent, 6 receptions, 87 yards, 1 touchdown. Of lately, hasn't been himself, and he's been okay, Then you have Mason Rudolph come in. They bench Will Levis. He's 21 for 26, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And the offense looked a little bit better with Mason Rudolph, but not too much. Okay, it wasn't a drastic change completely, where it's like, damn, like that's what's up, Offense still struggled, but it's just a very poorly managed Titans group as of right now. You can blame it on Callahan. A little bit of blame is on Will Levis, quarterback, offensive line. There's not one person, I would say, that gets more of a blame. I mean, obviously, that pick 6 with Will Levis, I think he's the most in the NFL right now for the most returned pick 6s. I think he has a 4 or 5. That's crazy. That's insane. Bad stat to have. Not looking good, like I said, for Will Levis. Do I think he's done? A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people count him out. A lot of people are saying, yeah, he's done. And what's that mean for benching Will Levis? And I really thought, to be honest with you, that eventually there was going to have like the Anthony Richardson situation that happened earlier with the Colts. Anthony Richardson gets benched early for like 2 to 3 games. Comes back, they put him as a starter again, and he has improved a little bit more. I thought this was the situation going forward with Will Levis. I thought Will Levis was going to be the same opportunity where they were going to have him going like, hey, yeah, he probably won't play. Maybe he won't play a game. Again, there's only 3 games left in the season. So it's not like there's not much. It's not like we're going, trying to clinch a playoff spot or in the hunt for a playoff spot. That's far behind. That's way, way, way beyond. So that's kind of out of the equation. You can't think of it like that. But hold on, CJ has something to say. CJ says, when we get to defense, not to be too negative, but Big Jeff needs to retire after that game or revoke his nickname. I don't know about that. I think that's a little. I think Big Jeff does a lot. Let's go. You got Titan Hugo said Richardson got benched for not wanting to play because he was tired, not from terrible play. I remember he did get benched there, right? But then he didn't start the other 2 games or the other 2. Yeah, I think he had like 2 other games where he didn't start. And I don't know if that's from the Colts saying, hey, they're punishing him because they go, hey, you as the starter for this team cannot go and take yourself out of the game because you're tired. I don't think it was that. But yeah, so I don't know if it's that situation. But then they come out and say that Will Levis is not going to be playing against who are we playing? I think it's the Colts or Jacksonville, one of the 2. I don't know. It's one of the 2 AFC. Not that it matters. CJ said that was an emotional benching from Indy. Maybe, but imagine if that would have happened with Will Levis. Imagine if Will Levis said in the Bengals game, I'm tired. Like, go ahead, Mason. That would be an uproar. People would want his head more than they already do. So, I don't think it was too emotional. I get it. I get the situation. So I don't know if help benching him and maybe him playing out the last 2 games of the season. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what their plan is going forward. I do know that Callahan might be feeling the pressure from upper management, maybe from the front office, maybe Miss Amy. I don't know. I don't know. It's just thank you, Marvin. It's the Colts. I don't know what's the situation. Why they would put Mason Rudolph and not start Will Levis? Because right after that game, I was saying, hey, just let Will Levis finish off the season. What's the big deal? It's not like we're getting anywhere, right? Let Will Levis finish it off. Bryce Young would be a better comparison. He got benched for poor play and has played decent since the beginning of the start. There you go. Yeah, sorry about that. I completely forgot. Good job, Time Hugo. Yep, correct. That's another situation. The Colts, maybe that comparison is much better. You are correct. The Bryce Young situation, played terrible at the beginning of the season. They sat him down. I think Andy Dalton started for them. They won a couple games. They bring Bryce Young back. He played a lot better. Maybe that's the situation here in Tennessee. I don't know. I think there's a little bit more to that, that situation. Will Levis can't hurt me any more than he has already on the game days. Yeah. So that was my opinion. I thought don't bench him. Let him play it out. Let us see a full season with Will Levis. What does that look so we can have a better observation, grading scale when talking about Will Levis. As far as the season goes already, I think we kind of know where the grading system depends on who you are is going. He is still, to me, I consider him still a rookie since he was hurt last year for most of the games and he was in and out of the games. First game ever as a starter was against the Atlanta Falcons. We all saw that. 4 touchdowns, and we're like, oh my God. I have seen this before where someone comes in starter for the Tennessee Titans, throws 4 touchdowns. Do you know who that is? Anyone? Marcus Mariota. Tampa Bay. Opening game day road win for the Tennessee Titans. They played Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston versus Marcus Mariota. Draft pick 1 versus draft pick 2. Hasn't been done in God knows how long. I wasn't a fan of Mariota either, y'all. He was, like I said, he has talent. Great kid, great human being outside of football. He just doesn't have it. And Marvin's right. What a game. I was there. Again, living in Miami, it was only like a 3-hour drive. I drove with my mom, and I was like, oh, man, maybe I'm wrong about Marcus Mariota. I said, maybe I was talking too much crap. I was like, I know before when the draft happened, I was like, oh my God, my friend. I was like, oh my God, we picked Marcus Mariota. Didn't want him. I was like, whatever. We'll see what happens. So like I said, I'm loyal to my team. Regardless of who is on the field, who is our quarterback. That's the person I'm cheering for. Again, coming from Florida State, Marcus Mariota just finished beating the Florida State. Beating Jameis Winston, which is crazy, Yeah, Oregon just destroyed us, So I had a little soft spot. I was a little, going to the second Jags game for the first time as a Titans fan. I'm not excited at all to go to that game. It should be fun. I went to the Jags stadium. It's terrible, but they got a pool up there, like nosebleed sections. I mean, if you like that, I don't know. Titan Hugo said Mariota was good until the injury against Jags to end his season. I remember that. That was such a crushing. What a terrible injury too. And we had to win that game. I remember that. Oh man, rough times. But like I said, going back to Will Levis, 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns. You know, against the Falcons. And everyone's like, whoa, this looks good. This looks really good. Everyone was hype. The hype train, the buzz. Because everyone in Tennessee are dying for a quarterback. We've been looking for a quarterback for God knows how long. And I get it. I get it. The urgency, you know. I said earlier when we first, I think it was the preseason game. I know I went on a live stream and I said, what do you guys think the record will be for the Tennessee Titans? Yep, he was. They were wearing the Oilers throwback. Yeah. 4 TDs and Oilers. Yep. It was really nice. I said, what is going to be the record for the Tennessee Titans? I need to look it up. I need to find the video. People were putting 11, 12 wins for the Titans, 10 wins. I think the top one was 9 wins. And I was like, woo. 9 wins. I said it. I said, I see this team with the roster that we have right now, with getting the offensive line still being shaky, the new offensive coordinator, new coach, new defensive coordinator, new O-line coach. I said that we would win possibly 6 games. 6 games was my ceiling. 7 games was me reaching. And people freaked out. People freaked out. Saying, what? Are you crazy? That is impossible. They said, come on, Alex. 6 games, really? I thought the team was going to take longer to, like I said, progress. New coach, new system, new players. I understand. Did I think they were going to be this bad where I was wrong about my pick? Because it's possible. I think they'll win another game. I really think the Titans will win one more game. I think we'll win 4 games this year. But man, I really thought, like I said, 6 games was my ceiling for the Tennessee Titans. So all this that's happening right now, it doesn't surprise me. Now, was I expecting them to play this bad? Absolutely not. I felt like they were going to struggle. There was going to be some issues. Obviously, in the offensive line, it's still an issue, right? But I didn't think they were going to be this bad. You know? So, now do we give Will Levis another shot next year? As of right now, it doesn't look like the Tennessee Titans are. My thought process throughout this year was, okay, people want Callahan fired. People want Will Levis. Now, the team, he's under contract. Will Levis is still going to be here next year. Now, if they trade him or something, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that situation. But this was my thought process. Okay, Tennessee Titans going into next year. I said, stick Will Levis out throughout this whole year. Let's see what we have with Will Levis. Unless he gets hurt. If he's hurt, yes, put Mason Rudolph. But if you to change and put Mason Rudolph does not make sense to me. We already know what type of person Mason Rudolph is. We know what type of player Mason Rudolph is, okay? Does putting Mason Rudolph change the complete offense? No. Absolutely not. They still struggle. They struggle to put some points on the board. Now, as a game manager, yeah, he's decent. He's been in the league for God knows how long. He's a veteran. We know what we've seen. We already have enough tape on Mason Rudolph. So, like I said, if Will Levis was to get hurt again, then I understand putting Mason in. But like I said, let him ride out the whole season. Next year, keep him. Obviously, he's going to be with the team. Bring in a veteran QB. Try to bring out another QB, not Rudolph. Let him compete. Let Will Levis be the second backup. Let him ride the bench. I mean, look at Russell Wilson. He was terrible with the Bengals, with the Broncos. Goes to the Steelers. It's like back to normal. Now, obviously not back to normal, but he looks good. He doesn't look bad. We could get a veteran quarterback and have Will Levis ride the bench or be a backup quarterback. I wouldn't mind that for next year. Now, would I say if that's the situation and that's the route they're going for, then okay, I'm okay with that. And we wait and we see how this team clean up the offensive line, get a playmaker, get an edge for next year, and you start building up the pieces. You know, give Callahan one more shot, give him another shot, because I don't think it's fair. I don't think it looks good on the front office. If why do I keep calling talent? If Callahan comes in year one and then they fire him or get rid of him, doesn't look good. You know, it doesn't look good at all. I would say that would be my suggestion if I was coach. That's how I would see it. You know, try to work like that. We have David Clark in here. David Clark says Callahan needs wins. It's not going to happen with Levis. Callahan's coaching for wins for his staff and the rest of the locker room. Yep, I agree with you on that one. I really think that's the only reason why we're seeing such a random change, because it doesn't make sense at all of putting Mason Rudolph in. But I think, like I said, upper management, front office, maybe Amy Adams Strunk went to talk to him. And now he's feeling kind of the pressure, like, okay, you know, maybe I need to do something here. Man, you know, forget what we're doing, because you know what? Maybe he doesn't want to lose the locker. You're losing the locker by putting Will Levis in there, where you have what he said in the press conference. You have these guys that are working their butts off, and then you have a QB that ruins the whole game for you. And don't get me wrong, there's more. It's more to blame than just Will Levis. There's a lot on this team that you can actually break it up, not evenly, offensive line, coaching wise, that it all falls on different people. But unfortunately, we like to put the blame, point the fingers at the quarterback, you know. By the way, great news, amazing news. My friend David Clark just told me through text, and I'm proud of you, man. I love it. I'm so happy that he is cancer free. So again, you'll know, love you, David. It's been awesome. I mean, the way you fought, and I'm truly blessed to know you, call you a friend, and I'm so happy that you're cancer free, man. It means a lot, and you know, so that's shout out to David, guys. Again, amazing person, and like I said, so happy that you know that you're cancer free, buddy. All right. And look, Will says, so happy for you, David. I pray for you every time. Thanks. Thank you for being up. Hey, thank you for everything. We appreciate you, man. And keep, like I said, now we can get you going to the Titans game again, and it'll be fun. But like David was saying, I think Callahan feels the pressure, and he's like, okay, we really I need to get something going here because if I don't racking up some wins or even having an offense or at least having a team competing, looking at least end the season looking like more of a football team, I think points him into positive direction going forward for next year. I think that's what it is. I think that's what they're going for. Why Mason Rudolph is coming in to the Tennessee Titans, and can Rudolph save Christmas for the Titans as we play the Colts? Because that's what it is, guys. As of right now, it's right before Christmas. We need Rudolph. How ironic. We need his red nose to guide us for some touchdowns. We need some touchdowns. We need to at least look like a football team. At least have the offense have some sort of flow, rhythm going into the game. And we need to play complete football, not just the first half football, because that's not a Will Levis thing either. The team plays for the first half, and then second half they're not there. So, can Rudolph save the Titans? Can they win the game? I know what game they can win, possibly. I feel like if Mason Rudolph was in the Jags game, the 10-6, I think we could have won. Like I said, there'll be one of these games. We play the Colts, Jacksonville, and Houston. We win at least one of those games. I think so. But that's where we're at right now, guys. That's where we're at as an organization. That's where we're at as a team. I really believe the Tennessee Titans are looking to at least build some momentum, even if it's anything, to go forward for next year. Especially Callahan. He needs a win, guys. He really, really needs a win. And we'll see what happens with that, I don't know if Mason Rudolph is the answer, but that's what we have right now. Rudolph, with your arm so tight, why don't you please just make it right? Yes. I mean, there's, again, like I said, Mason Rudolph. Man, it's crazy. Crazy to think. I think as of right now, I think the Titans are like top 6th or 7th pick for the NFL draft. Let me look. Hold on. As we look at the standings. So as of right now, you have Jacksonville ahead of us on the draft. You got the Raiders are 2-12. The Giants are 2-12. Carolina's 3-11. So there's a lot of bad football teams. The Browns 3-11, Patriots 3-11, and if we end up winning one of those games, we'll end up being 4. And as of right now, yeah, thank you, CJ. CJ says we're 6. I think that changes by the end of the year. Like I said, if we win one game, way different. As of right now, I don't think the Raiders are winning any games anytime soon. They play the Jags next this Sunday, which a possibility, right? Could they beat the Jags? They play the Saints, and then they play the Chargers. They're not beating the Chargers. The Giants. The Giants play the Falcons. They're not going to win that one. They play the Colts, and they play the Eagles. I don't see the Giants winning a game this year. Who else? Yeah, the Panthers, they play the Cardinals, they play the Buccaneers, and they play the Falcons. I don't see them winning a game after that. Let's see who else. We have the Bears. They're 4-10. They play the Lions. Ain't gonna win. Play the Seahawks, and they play the Packers. So there's a lot going against the Tennessee Titans. Like I said, the Titans play the Colts, Jags, and Texans. And at that time, the Texans will probably lock it up. They already won the division, and they might not play it. So we actually might win 2 games. Which, I don't know. Would you want that? I don't think so. I know I wouldn't want it. But then again, it's about building for next year. That's what it's about. Because at the end of the day, these coaches got to coach for their job. Just like Will Levis is supposed to play good football and he's playing for his job, Callahan has to win some games for his job. And as of right now, Rudolph is for him, Rudolph is his only chance as of right now. Hey, look out for those teams that want to be the Grinch for next 3 games. I mean, yeah, you're right. There's a few of them. I mean, we did it, last year with the Jags, which was fun. Loved it. It's nice. So we'll see what happens, guys. Before I let you guys go, I wanted to say, remember, got more stuff coming, especially when the off season, my brain kind of goes crazy thinking about other things that can help you guys out or do more stuff for the channel. Got some interviews coming this way. It's going to be great. Good times. Got some good names. Got big names. Hopefully. Let's pray. Let's hope that everything goes through. And it'll be exciting for this team. Well, for this channel. But I want to say, guys, thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. Sorry that, I haven't been too consistent with the Titan Tuesday. Now that my son is done with Boy Scouts, now we can lean on the way of doing some more lives and getting more interaction and hanging out with everyone. So thank you guys so much. All right, this Sunday, yes, the Colts. Let's see if Rudolph can save Christmas for the Titans. All right. Love you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by. Until next Tuesday, tighten up. Let's go.